I don't care if they're Democrat, Republican, Independent, Socialist, Communist. If they're in our house, our legislative house, and they have been accused of this to the point where they're feeling guilty enough that they've got to pay it off, and they're paying it off with our tax money, that should be published.
Our highest office, right, executively, when it comes to the president, has to be the example of saying, no, my friends get the same punishment. And I'm not just saying it's right now. It's not just Trump. It's not just him at this level. He's just there right now.
Yeah.
But it happens every single time.
It's
every time to every president, their guys get the, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I mean,
their guys get the deal.
The pardoning, too, is another.
That alone, and I can understand.
No agenda, no bull crap, just real conversations. Thank you for joining us for the Middle of the Street podcast.
All right, so we're on, Pops. We're live. We're here. We're here once again, middle of the street. And right now in this world, we need a middle of the street.
We need a middle of everything.
And I'll pray that your street isn't being bombed right now.
Yeah. Well, it's just, what a crazy-ass world. But
is it always a crazy world, though? It's just that now it's all the way televised?
Well, it seems to always have craziness in the world. But before, we didn't hear about all the craziness.
Yeah.
Now we've got news 24/7, internet. I mean, if you want to get depressed, you can get depressed any time of the day. Just turn on the TV.
Well, and I mean, at any time you have access to people around the world have a phone.
Yeah.
And they can tell you what's happening in their side of the world real time. Thank you so much.
Perfect. Thank you.
And when I mean real time, I mean real time. They're telling you what is happening in the world.
And those are the great ones. It's the ones where people snippet out a little piece of that and start their own narrative with a whole bunch of half-truths that drive me crazy.
Well, that's all the mainstream news. That's why podcast and more independent news is getting more and more popular, because people want that unfiltered, right? They don't want you to always, before we hop on here, we ever talk to our lawyers. No, right? Before we hop on here, do we have to go over to our sponsors and say, hey, what can we or can't we say? Hey, where's your position on this issue so we make sure we don't offend you?
I'm glad we don't do that. I'm glad we're not that popular.
But many people are able to do that. Like, for example, love her or hate her, Candace Owens. She's able to do what she wants to do on her platform because she just holds no punches, and she's able to speak her truth every single time, not worrying about who she is indebted to.
Yeah.
And that's, a dangerous individual to the status quo or to the powers that be, because when you're not answering to someone other than God, right, and your own opinions and thoughts, you're kind of dangerous. Not saying in any way that I endorse everything that she says, believes in, anything. Just saying she isn't answering to someone else. She's only doing what she truly believes or thinks. Even if I disagree with that, I think that's cool to be able to do that, right? To be that free
in our country. It's another one of those. God bless America. And do we have some bloody, ugly histories? Absolutely. Are we going to continue to have some ugly histories?
My wife and I were talking about with Candace Owens. Is she able to just say whatever she wants now because they've put her in like kind of the crazy category?
I think she said whatever she wanted before, and she disagreed with whoever she wanted. I mean, to me, it was one of the interesting things with her and Charlie Kirk, because they disagreed on a lot of stuff, and they used to have some pretty good public debates about some of those things. That was kind of interesting.
I never saw any of those.
Yeah, I did.
All I've seen is clips on how much it feels like they were in love. But I'm not trying to say that in a weird way. But man, but here's what I'm saying also, right? I think that they could be in love that way without being like romantically in love.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It wasn't physical. It was a mental stimulation that they did to each other for a pretty conservative platform.
Like, for example, the way that I think that like I love like Angela Davis, or like the thought of Angela Davis, the things that she stood for, the movement she made, right? I would like be, you know, I love those ideals, right? I love that in that person, right? And even though I totally disagree with, I think probably like 98% of things that Charlie Kirk said, from what I've seen, I think that's the way that their maybe relationship was, to where it's like, you know, she's in love so much with his ideas or his way of doing things, whatever it be.
Well, but to me, it was interesting because they could have honest debate, not agreeing, like you and I do lots of times, not agreeing 100% on something. But by the end of it, there was so many point, counterpoint. You actually found where the middle was in their thought processes. Now,
I'm gonna have to go watch some of that.
Yeah.
I've never seen. It's obviously
always
on
been
YouTube.
And it was always interesting how they backed each other up publicly, even with maybe a different direction to get to the answer. I just always found those things interesting. But everybody on a platform, everybody in history, you know, nobody had perfection in their ideals or perfection in things. No, you know, there was one perfect man. He died on the cross for us. Amen. I mean, all of us have our little our troubles, man. You know, there's nothing perfect about us.
Yeah, no, most definitely. I just thought it's just interesting to think about how many people actually get to say and do what they want and what they believe, right? Especially for a living. But just how many people in the world get to do that, right? Have a freedom to really say whatever the heck you want to say. Now, of course, there's consequences to everything in different ways, whether that's from the top levels of government, or maybe it's just you're in business and people won't like your, you know, whatever it may be, right?
Well, I'm laughing to myself just because I think of Trump. I mean, that's a guy that's unfiltered, just untainted, just whew.
Yeah, he has the freedom to be free. You're right. He has freedom. And a lot of people would come at me, you know, I bet would have to say, well, you know, a lot of people have the freedom to be free. They can just say what they want to say. I dig it. But I guess what I'm saying is someone at her level, the platform of her influence, some of the things that she goes against the grain with the status quo, I feel like are things that in the past would get people completely banned.
Well, and
she would probably say like they've tried.
Well, and you know, not just banned, but I mean, some people were shot for talking about their ideas and stuff. I mean, they were unalived for that.
Well, yeah. Well,
but
I mean, yeah.
But you know, for her to stay to that, I think that's really cool.
Yeah, and it's like I said, I'm not saying I agree with everything, but there are plenty of things I do agree with her with. But that takes some courage as well, knowing that there are people that literally hate you, and you're going to continue on what you believe is your mission to speak whatever that truth is that you think is. Again, that's something I think to respect out of a person.
Well, and the one thing she backs a lot of her stuff up with facts. And I have a lot of respect for people that back things up with facts instead of just saying it.
She does a lot of research.
Yeah.
She does a lot of research. You know,
and it takes twice as much time to research now, even though everything's out there on the internet, because there's 10 stories of the same thing, and
you have so many more sources to go through.
Well,
back in the day, it was just encyclopedia.
Yeah.
Right?
I mean, now you got to
like,
go through all those, and all of them have put their own twist on what they believe is right.
I want to say something else about Candace Owens when you said she has a lot of facts and she backs things up. And I want to say, and I said, well, I think she researches a lot and she reads a lot and then she digs into a lot. And I want to mention something because this is totally anecdotal. In my observation, I've seen that the best researchers are mothers. Because I feel like they have this want to know the truth or what's going on, or, you know, because they want to protect their children so much, with whatever it is. And so when it comes to like diseases, when it comes to adverse reactions to things like, shots and inoculations, when it comes to things that are scandals and protecting children, so many times it's mothers that are doing this deep research and really discovering these things.
But then there's mothers at the other end that just believe on, I'll let my child do whatever makes them happy. If they think they're a cat, I'll let them think they're a cat.
Oh, sure there is.
Sure
there is. But I just see so many times where, like, for example, when I hear about a lot of these scandals and things being brought to light, more times than not, it's the mother that was doing the research and pressing and prodding, not the father.
Yeah.
For whatever reason. But, so I guess one of the things that when I think about Candace Owens and how much she like research and does all this back checking and things, it's like, she's one of those investigative mothers.
Yeah.
I believe she just had her fourth child.
She has that type of mind.
Her fourth child.
Yeah.
And she'd be like, rock. And it was dope. I think I just saw it on Tucker Carlson, right? And she had her kid like there at the interview. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. I kind of, you got to, I just kind of respected that a bit.
Well,
anyways.
She's a mom 24/7.
Yeah. Shout out to moms. Like, for real, moms there's nothing like a mom.
No, none. And this Sunday is Mother's Day, so kind of a pretty cool segue.
We don't appreciate moms enough. I need to make sure I'm appreciating my wife enough as a mom, because she's a great mom. My mom, my grandma. I'm blessed to have two grandmothers still right now and a mom.
I've got none.
And like I said, I'm truly blessed. Two grandmothers and a mom that, and lots of aunts. So I need to get my flower game up for this Sunday.
Well, they're just even your phone hot.
Yeah. No, I feel you. Phone. But that flower game, though, you know what I'm saying? Get that flower game up, man. Get that flower game up.
But the flower game of personally dropping them off means...
Like, don't call the flower service.
Yeah, don't call the flower service. And then don't call. Wait for a thank you call.
Yeah.
That's not game.
You're right.
That's commercialization.
Right. Go ahead and make something personal. You know what's really personal that's really cute every time is those cards that your wife makes.
Yeah.
Those are cool.
Yeah, she puts a lot of time into it.
Wow, those are intricate. Those are really, really, there's so much.
And she does a really cool job with it.
Man,
she is so artsy craftsy and so what I want to say, so original about her thought processes of how she's doing things to come up with those designs. It's a gift.
It's creativity.
I don't have that artsy craftsy part.
Yeah, you just build big stuff.
Yeah, car's not running. Let me know. I'll try to get that going. Or if you're having a car problem, I'll try to do that. Or a plumbing problem, or electrical.
You weld some shit together.
Yeah, I can do a lot of stuff,
but
to say that I have an autistic level that I can make things really pretty, that's not always true.
Yeah, but that's art. That's art. There's so many different types of art. I think that's one thing that people don't realize is everything can be art. Right? For example, I want to take it to athletics for a second. And the NBA, I hate on the NBA a lot because of the traveling, I feel like, or the carrying, or this, and that, whatever. Oh, my goodness. I shut up for a little bit and watch a game and appreciate the pure athleticism, strength, and control of these acrobats, really, on this floor doing this dance that is like, it's a different dance than what it was when I grew up. Which is like everything, right? We don't dance the same. It's a different dance from when it was created. It's a different dance from different eras. But this dance right here is amazing because of the pure, sheer athletic ability out of 10 guys at all times on the court. And it's different athletic abilities. Mm-hmm. Like the dance that, for example, Austin Reeves is doing, right, is different from this dance that Marcus Smart has brought to the Lakers that I've been watching, which is different than what LeBron James is doing now. And I've watched his dance progress. And then I watched the Nuggets and I watched Jokic's dance. And it's a real smooth, slow.
Looks slow.
Oh my goodness. So what I'm saying is it is such an art right? So that's an art. The same way, seriously, being able to, look under a car and release the darn oil pan or whatever it takes, right?
Oil
And
plug,
then,
yeah.
Okay, the oil plug. Take that thing down and watch it drip out into this pan. And, I mean, doing that really quick at like the Met Gala or some crap, right? If some lady was to do that and have this little big display and it went on the little thing, people would pay like $10,000 a seat to be there, and it'd be the biggest piece of art. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
No? But that's an art, especially to a person who can't do it. You see, I called it a pin. It's a plug or whatever, right? Like I've never changed oil in my life, but I understand the beauty in it, and so that's what I mean. Like anything can be an art. Plumbing is a freaking art. Putting these pipes and arranging them and how they go with the different.
Oh, yeah.
And then it's an art and a science of a way you have to make sure it's going to drain, right?
Well, it's got to work.
Like some gravity is involved or something, or some suction. I don't know what it is.
Gravity.
Is that what it is?
Gravity and vent.
Okay, there you go. See, I have no idea what vent is. But that's what I mean of that art that is in everything. And I feel like if we were to appreciate everything more as a fine piece of art, right? Everybody's skill as this fine piece of art, how much more worth we'd find in everyone.
Yeah. Well, and they would have more self-worth because someone is appreciating them. I watch a lot of what some people would call the Neanderthal sport of wrestling.
Ooh, that's art.
In those guys, and I watch basketball players and I watch them go, and I played basketball. But I've wrestled a couple times too, and to be out there 100% for 6, 7 minutes, 8 minutes, I mean, whew, those guys are in a whole different level of conditioning.
That's a different. Wrestling is really, really. It's the best of tactical plus physical, right?
And mental strength.
And what's crazy about it to me is I like it better than just pure UFC type stuff, because I feel like when you can't when you have some constraints of things you can't do, right? It's just cool, I think, being within those scope of more rules.
There's some
right?
rules.
There's some more rules in the scope of the science. Just like boxing, right? There's a sweet science, there's rules, and not get me wrong, there's rules in UFC, and it's dope too, don't get me wrong. Like, I'm not jiu-jitsu and all that's freaking awesome. It's out of this mind awesome. But yeah, no, I love wrestling.
Yeah.
I don't understand. I don't even know how they score, but when I watch it, I just know how hard it is.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Mano a mano. It's a gladiator sport. One of the oldest Olympic sports.
Oh my goodness! I mean, it's a dope thing for sure. No, I'm all about the wrestling, and I think that they're really trying to make it more mainstream. Right? They're getting like wrestling events that look like WWF and stuff, but it's real wrestling.
Well, and they've changed scoring to make offense more important. It's not a boring 1-2 match all the time. They've really enhanced scoring because people like scoring.
Sure. Sure.
Nobody likes boring. Everybody likes scoring.
Yeah. I mean, well, that's why they let them carry the ball. That's why, in basketball, that's why they let them get the gather step now, then 2 steps, which, so there's just differences in crap. And back in the day, it was 1.5.
Yep.
Right? You couldn't even get your 2 in back in the day.
Not a full 2.
So, so I'm just saying, like, Jordan was able to get a full 2 in. Before that era, you couldn't get a full 2.
No.
So it changes, and I think about how many guys hated the guys that were getting a full 2 who didn't get the 1.5, like who only got the 1.5.
Well, I think they kind of hated on Jordan for it because his 2 were so long.
They were a long
and
2.
So dominating. I mean, we still talk. I mean, we talked about first step in basketball since I was a little kid.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
His first step and the first step of these guys today, it's not only powerful and purposeful, but it's covering some ground.
The angles are crazy that they have, but they've been trained on that.
Oh, yeah.
Ever, and it's wild. And then you put the sheer athleticism in it. I don't, man, basketball is a totally different game now. It's crazy. Anyways, I've been enjoying it. Gosh, I love it. I've
been watching me some hockey and loving that.
I always tell you, man, hockey is the fastest. What do you say? It's the fastest game?
Well, the puck is moving the fastest of anything,
They go,
It's faster. I mean, You have to pay attention to what the puck's
But what's the skate speed these guys can get up to?
Oh, I don't know. I mean, I'd have to guess it, but it's fast.
To me, yeah, I just feel like it's one of the fastest games, if not the fastest game. I mean, basketball's fast too. Don't get me wrong. Like basketball's fast, right? But just like you said,
you can always see where the basketball's at.
Yeah. I mean, you have to have that puck tracer.
Yeah.
And
you got to really pay attention to the puck when you're watching the game. You got to pay attention to where that puck's at because it's hard to see.
No, man, I love it too. So we've been in it. Now, I wanted to bring up something. My I have to bring up one of my favorite athletes, Shedeur Sanders. And he just graduated. He graduated from Colorado with a sociology degree. So he finished. He finished his degree. Applaud to him. Isn't that what everybody always says it's about, right?
Absolutely.
Finish your degree. Applaud, right? Like, what could you do more than just applaud that, right?
And he was
3.9.
And he was pushed hard for it.
Yeah, and a 3.9 GPA is what he ended with.
And
cumulative.
He was pushed hard for it by his father to get that damn degree.
For his whole college career, his cumulative degree score was a 3.9. That's pretty darn good.
Yeah, even in sociology, it's really good.
Sociology is a good, that's not, I'm not hating on any degree, right? But everybody's like a communications degree or a what you call it, you know what I'm saying, or whatever. Sociology degree isn't like the easiest degree that you go and get, okay? Right? It's a lot of writing and reading that goes along with that. A whole bunch of case studies you have to get out. And of course, there's a whole bunch to it. That being said, at an institution like Colorado, I think that, was there anything else that you can think in your mind to do but then just congratulate and be happy for the young man?
Oh, no. I was happy for him for his accomplishments all the way through college.
Sure.
But I'm happy for any young man that sticks with it and gets his degree in a reasonable amount of time. Even it doesn't have to be within 2 years of leaving, but within 5 years or something.
Whatever
I think
he got it the first year within leaving. And what's really cool is, and then we think about it, right? Like life after football, right? Okay, he can go and get a full-on therapy degree. He can go and just really be a analyst, behavioral scientist as an analyst. Whatever he'd like to. That being said, of course, what's the internet probably the best for? Finding people to hate on people just to hate. And it's crazy how there's a celebratory picture from University of Colorado of Shedeur Sanders getting his degree, or a celebratory reel or something of him with a bunch of students behind him and everybody very happy, right? And the vile, ugly things that they find to say about a young man going back and getting his degree. Isn't it it's just wild. And I know people will find anything to be mad about anything, right?
Love to hate.
But something special about the hate of Shedeur Sanders that he has to deal with. And it's wild because it's not like that with everybody, right? It really isn't, right? And people are like, oh, well, everybody takes shots and things like that. Not like that. Really, really not like that. Now, if we think about who was the guy who came out, who's a junior or a person who came out a year early who didn't have his degree, another quarterback. If we think about any of those guys, right, of course the story isn't about them and nobody's hating on them going back and getting their degree because we can't even name those people. I get it, right? But it's just wild to me of how different they treat Shedeur. Another example, who was...
Well, when you put yourself out there in the spotlight a lot, and he did, that's kind of part of it. And I think that's the part that he understands really well is, I put myself out there and I'll defend myself. I'm okay with that. I'm good. Just kind of like his dad. His dad puts himself out there and defends himself. That's okay. I think that's really important in life because that's what happens in life.
And I guess when you say puts himself out there,
not afraid to make a truthful, at least factual comment, however he says it. Kind of, I don't want to even say it, but like Trump, he'll put a factual boom statement out there, and no matter what it is, somebody's going to hate him for it.
Now, Fernando Mendoza. It's hard to compare those two because Fernando doesn't have any social media, I think. I think that's like one of the big stories. He only has LinkedIn.
He stayed away.
No. He only has LinkedIn. Fernando Mendoza only has LinkedIn. That being said, is Fernando Mendoza was not the hottest commodity at quarterback in college last year? Throughout the whole year.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, throughout the whole year. He was the hottest commodity. Everybody know he's probably going to be number one. He's the man. He gets all the interviews. He had plenty of interviews. He's always getting an interview at the end of the game, beginning of the game, talking about things, right? Okay. He was a confident young man.
And he avoided all the controversial topics. He didn't get into the NIL conversations. He didn't get into. I mean, he stayed away from a lot of the.
Well, I mean,
stuff.
I guess I can't think of a conversation that I heard Shedeur Sanders ever talk about that wasn't around a press conference about football. But for some reason, and I understand, he has a bigger name.
But he was out there in a lot of his dad's videos, talking about money, talking about stuff.
Like they're on social media.
Yeah.
You mean? Like they're on social. Okay. So this is true.
They'll put yourself out there more.
This is true. Okay. You're right. Their brother has well-off media. Mm-hmm. And there's a lot of content that they have.
And
he's even on his show.
Sister does too. She does a lot of stuff with social media. Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome. So, okay, you're right. So they definitely have there definitely is a much bigger social media presence. When it comes to the official interviews on, for the games and things, right? I don't see much different of what Fernando would say compared to what Shedeur would say. I guess game time interviews and official interviews and things. That being said, Shedeur decides to stay home with his family. Fernando decides to stay home with his family. Shedeur was projected first round, maybe one of two. The odds were definitely favored with Cam. I forget his name now, for the Titans. Yeah. Cam Ward. But everybody ridiculed Shedeur Sanders for staying home. And they said it was one of the things that they, it's one of the reasons why he slipped too, because he didn't come to the draft, right? He didn't come to the draft.
I mean, I think he slipped politically because of his father and people didn't like his dad. I think that's the end of the day. I think that's what it was. But,
so then
if you're out there a lot, you're out there a lot. And so people form shitty opinions for no apparent reason.
I feel you. But what I didn't ever hear was a critique of Fernando Mendoza staying home.
No.
But there's a lot of critique of Shedeur staying home. Before they even saw Shedeur set up, before they knew anything, it's like, what? He's not going to actually come? He's not going to come to the draft? But nobody said anything negative about Fernando coming to the draft.
If you research that a little bit, he was talking about not coming to the draft like way before. It was on several different social media things with his brother, his father, about him not going. So it was out there more. Mendoza just said, I don't even know if he ever said he wasn't going until he just wasn't showing up. I mean, he wasn't calling in sick. He's just like, I ain't going. I'm going to stay with my family.
I guess I could research that. I felt like it was like a week leading up to the draft. It was like, no, we're not going. We're going to stay home and do it. It could be more. It could have definitely been more. I don't feel like it was crazy excessive. But then again, yes.
It was talked about a lot more.
It was talked about a lot more. But why is it the story more?
I think because Shedeur was out there more. There was more social media around him. There was more. His was and his started, in a big splash, just coming from Jackson State with his dad, and the whole Jackson State thing coming, all of the stuff at Colorado, and the hype of Colorado. I mean, if you look at the hype of Colorado with primetime,
it was huge.
Huge.
I mean, when they won that first 4 games, and they came out, and then they beat Nebraska. When they were in Colorado, they were hyped. I mean, they were huge. Don't get me wrong. But for good reason. They looked cool. And it was fun.
And so the other side of it is
Oregon whooped them.
Cincinnati goes to Indiana. Mm-hmm. There's nothing really talked about. Mm-hmm. Even the first 2 years he was there. Oh, they're getting better.
Okay, hold on. This is one of those things that I want to equate to like Lupe Fiasco, like one of my favorite poets and rappers of all time. He says so much all the time, and he's so amazing. Double entendres, crazy lyrics, all these things. He'll spend like a whole song or album trying to convey this full awesome message that Tupac will say in 2 bars, right? And it's like, man, He just summed that up, right? And that's how I feel about Signetti. So Primetime has all the intricate sayings, has all of the
A lot of flash.
constant content. No, but what I mean is constant skill. Like, it's skill. He did great things at Colorado. He's doing great things. He's hyped because he has more presence on it, doing so much more, right? And then Signetti, the hottest meme, the hottest hot take for that first 2 years that he was there was Google me.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm just saying, like, he was the hottest thing. Like, he was more viral than anything, was that Google me. Like, they did give him attention.
Yeah, well, they attempted to, but he killed it.
He killed it.
He killed it, man. He's like...
Well, I mean, what I mean was killed it. I mean, like, I feel like he was soundbite after soundbite. He was like, we're just good. Like, we're good. And then what did he come out and say? Okay, peep this. Could you imagine? I'm just saying it's different, man, because I feel like he does say crazy crap and people just don't take it as offensive. For some reason, they're like, oh, that's cool. Could you imagine if Primetime, instead of being like, praise God and God bless you and all the glory to God and those things that he says, instead if he said, who's his Big 12 rival? Who's Colorado's Big 12 rival? No, Nebraska. Forget it. A Big 10 rival. Anyways, they used to be rivals. Big 8, Big 12. Shout out. Big 8. So he says, what if he would have said at a press conference or at a big, he goes to the basketball game in Colorado and he says, Nebraska sucks. Colorado State sucks. Da-da-da-da. I know you've seen that clip of Signetti at the thing talking about Ohio State sucks, Michigan State sucks. You know what I'm saying? Talking crap about folks, right? Could you imagine the vitriol that would happen if Coach Prime would have said that?
But if you look at...
That's what I'm saying. Like, other people talk crap. Other people are braggadocious, are crazy, non-humble.
But he was saying it after he'd already beat him.
No, this was when he first got there. At the press. Yeah. So this is the clip when he first got to Indiana, right? And you know how they announced the coach at a basketball game? Mm-hmm. They announced him. He came out there and he's like, I saw the behind the scenes. He's like, I got to fire him up and say something. And so he goes out there and he literally says, Ohio State sucks. And he named a couple other Big Ten schools that he said sucked. And it was crazy, right? Like, I'm not against it.
Yeah.
I thought it was cool.
I don't know that I've seen it, but
that was before he even coached one game there. That being said, he's still coming from James Madison.
Yep.
Where he just was killing it and helped the transition, right? And so he's like, Google me, I win. Like, what you mean? You know what I'm saying? But I'm just saying, like, that type of braggadociousness, that type of thing, nobody in the press that wasn't looked at it like, oh, this guy's over his head. Why would he be so braggadocious? He should win the right way. He should be more humble, right? Even if he does back it up, right?
Here's a great
be humble
comment, though, that probably didn't help him, was after Nebraska beat him, and they were talking about it, and he says, yeah, how many times did Raiola get hit?
Yeah.
I mean,
that's not
factual, but you're kind of throwing your own team under the bus.
100%. 100%. Now, you could say what obviously needs to happen there. And you're right. So, like, when you want to say something like that, right? And you talk about an organization that is hiring you to represent them, however they want to be represented, even if they're trash behind the scenes, they get to choose who they get to represent them, right?
Yep.
It's hard to now. That being said, he was young. He made a mistake for sure.
Yeah.
What did he do? I think it was the following week where they had a good game. Do you remember what he did? Because every time he has to come out and do the press conference. But what he did was he brought out all 5 of his linemen. Yep. Had them sit there, supported them, talked about how much they helped win the game, and
which I'm sure was a lot of his dad saying, "Man, you can't throw your offensive lineman underneath the bus like that."
But that being said, I got to keep it real in the middle of the street here. Y'all know how much I do truly admire Coach Prime. He was throwing his line under the bus.
Yep. And as a coach to do that is easier to happen than a player to do it.
Sure. And you could also be like, but what example is he setting, I guess? Well, which is part of it too. But yeah, so he did throw his guys under the bus, and his pops threw his guys under the bus.
Yeah. Well, but a coach doing that's different than and it's kind of an NIL thing too. I mean, to me, it's one of the Colorado probably suffered from some of that NIL splash with people making money, and it was talked about early on. So what are you going to do if you're paying a quarterback $3 million and you're paying these linemen $150,000? They really going to want to block for you if you're not showing them any love? Mm-hmm. I mean, that was talked about early on in the whole NIL piece.
It was. And I know like Shador was doing things like, so Shador.
He was trying to do stuff.
Well, not only that, but he donated all of his NIL back, right?
Yep.
Which was cool, but still I get it. Not only that, usually it's like, okay, the quarterback's the star, and it's kind of like the little jealousy of how come he's getting all the, and then you add the money on top of it, it's a different game.
Well, it's changed the game.
It makes it tougher.
It's like Raiola's kind of stuck now in Oregon.
Is he even number 2?
He's kind of stuck there as much as I think Texas Tech would love to have him.
Oh, now that their guy probably can't go.
Yeah.
So what the transfer portal I thought opens up again right before. I thought it opens up again in the summer.
I think there's only one now.
No, I thought really?
I thought they got it down to one transfer.
I thought he still got 2 chances.
I don't think there is anymore.
I wanted to see kids
unless coaches leave.
Because just for something that happens just like this, right? It's like, okay, Texas Tech is what you call it. So, but wait, hold on. Is your boy ready to go? Like he can play?
Supposedly. I mean, he played in their spring game.
Go? Oh, man, he better sit out another year. Anyways, I'd like to see what he's going to do wherever. Hey, that'd be cool to see him at Texas Tech because that's what they do is throwing. He throws a pretty ball.
Well, and that would be following his.
If they could protect him, he throws.
And that's where Mahomes came from.
Man,
it is.
I forgot about that. That's dope. But he does throw a pretty ball.
He does.
Yeah, I'm not the biggest fan of Raiola, but man, he throws a pretty ball, man. That boy, he'll put it in the pocket, man, the bread basket, man. And hey, I wonder what he could do with some great protection. I mean, that's what you say about most QBs, right?
Yeah.
What can you do with great protection? Well, most good QBs, D1, if you're playing D1, you know what you can do with good line? It's probably be a Heisman candidate.
Yeah.
I mean, you know what I'm saying? That like, what's the difference between a D1 quarterback, a good D1 quarterback, and a Heisman Trophy D1 quarterback? I think it's an offensive line.
Yeah.
I mean, you got guys that have been there, that are seniors, 4- and 5th-year seniors that are dogs on the pipeline. You know what I'm saying? It's hard to miss. It's hard to miss when you can run guys over. You can go like the 94, 95 Huskers of the offensive line and be like, hey, look, we're going this way. Stop us. And you can't stop that. Shout out to like Aaron Graham and Rob Zadika.
Bunch of those guys.
Those guys.
I mean, Zach Wiegert. I mean, there was a whole bunch of the pipeline. Yeah, I think it's just January 2nd through the 15th.
We call Zach the blonde bombshell.
I think there's just one transfer portal now.
One now, huh? Well, so I guess he's stuck. He's stuck like Chuck.
The only way he can change is if their coach gets fired in Oregon. I don't think that's going to happen. If the coach got fired, then you get. I think there's some transfer rules.
That's right. It's like a month, isn't it? Yeah. You get a 30-day period. That's right.
That's what it was. But
because the Penn State thing happened, and I remember those guys had a month.
And they're still trying to figure out the whole NIL transfer rules, all of that stuff.
That guy went to VT, Virginia Tech. I want to see what happens at Virginia Tech. Who does Virginia Tech play first? That's going to be fun. It's going to be here before you know it, guys.
Oh, yeah. It'll be fun.
So we were talking the other day about something, and I just wanted to talk because, there's so much talk around AI. AI. I use AI every day. Every single day. And it's hard for me to imagine going back without it. It's kind of like once the car happened, it's like, can you imagine just like riding a horse around again? Right? Like,
I got a great AI story.
Okay. But it's tough for me to imagine not like doing AI anymore. I mean, I guess it's not as, well, maybe it's going to be as big as the car, but you know what I mean? I guess maybe that was a leap, a jump, but I guess like, could you imagine like washing your clothes again, just on a washboard, right? Or, it's like having the dishwasher.
I'm probably going to be doing that when we're in Europe because you can only pack so much stuff, but it's okay.
But it's like watching the dishes again rather than just put them in the washer and things. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So
the automation of AI is really groundbreaking. So I'm just saying, I use it every day. So I'm not an AI hater, right?
So I had a company reach out to me, had a recruiter reach out to me on LinkedIn. Hey, we really like your bio. We'd really like to talk to you. And I said, great. Here's some dates. We can have a phone con.
Yeah, holla at me.
And so they wanted to do a chat first interview and record it to give to their HR. And then if I made the cut, then I would do.
What do you mean chat?
Just all keyboard. No
Oh,
verbal,
weird.
no video.
Okay.
And it was for an AI company, I find out.
Oh, okay.
And I'm like, I'm not your guy.
Yeah.
I'm a transactional, face-to-face
That soon.
trust guy. And if we're not starting at that place, we're never going to get there. Sorry, I'm not your guy.
Yeah.
And then he sent me like 4 more about, geez, this is kind of where the world's going. And I'm not your guy.
Yeah, whatever. Yeah. I'm not that guy.
I still believe in relationships. And I'm sure within the industry that I came from, I'm sure they're thinking, well, if we could figure out how to do sales that way, do phone sales with AI, we could reduce a whole bunch of overhead for these companies.
Yeah.
But they're never going to have the technical expertise 20 years away. I mean, because if you don't have eyes, they can say, yeah, this is the steel, this is the joint configuration, this is what's happening, how do I weld it? And they could probably give them a high-level process. Okay, I need somebody to come here and show me. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I feel it. And whatever can be automated, I feel like eventually will. Because things that I just, I work with AI so much on different capacity of things where I say, oh, this is just not there, right? And I'll say, man, I wonder how long it'll take for this to get there. Like, it just isn't there. And literally like a month later, 2 months later, it'll be there. And it'll be there so quick that I forgot that it wasn't there at some point.
Yeah.
Well, like that's how fast it happens. And it's really, it's disturbing for some people. Don't get me wrong, right? But I don't know. It's kind of like, I think we may have talked about it before where you say, for example, the internet happens. People start reading their news on the internet instead of newspapers. And so all these newspaper places go out of business, and a lot of these writers and a lot of these newspaper staffs and these mail rooms and all these things. And so let's say you lost 800,000 jobs in the American economy from newspapers kind of failing, right? But then independent bloggers, independent vloggers, independent news writers that the Yahoo News or MSNBC uses and everything like that, right? Now that's like a 4.4 million people, that now have those jobs.
Well, the people who got crushed, though, were the people that were actually printing and distribution of those papers who got killed, because you can get any of those publications still online.
There's that.
As a regular paper.
So, but what I heard is that it's like we lost 800,000 jobs.
Oh, I'm sure.
From that industry collapsing. And that includes like those printers and those people out there now. But what it does, they said, again, but you gain like 4.3 or something like that, or maybe it's 3.4 million jobs, because now people are getting paid the same or more, because, on the range, because people are vloggers, bloggers, independent writers, contractors. There's a lot of independent contracting jobs where if you go right now to a Yahoo story and then you go look and who read the thing, a lot of times it's like some guy in India, right? And a lot of times they're using AI and whatnot, right? So I understand where it's going, and I think it's going to go there faster than anything, because it always is, and it's just going to keep enhancing. Of course, it's like, how is an AI going to come and do your plumbing? I don't know, Pops. I don't know when, what's his name? Trump or Elon Musk. Yeah,
his robot?
Robot's going to be doing your plumbing or whatever the heck. I'm not for sure. I know I'm not letting a robot in my house do the plumbing, right?
Or repair your car.
Well, that's tough, because then you're like, well, he messes up my brakes and I'm dead now. But I feel more comfortable with taking my car to a robot to get done than for a robot in my home.
Well, so a robot
is already in my home, I guess, with all this tech.
So look at how many people have been died or hurt from self-driving cars.
Yeah.
Which is AI.
Yeah, which is a robot. No, I'm with you. So I'm not all about that. But what I'm saying is, I don't know when it's going to happen, but it's going to happen fast. But that being said, right now, I think the most dangerous thing on AI is sources.
Well,
and we experienced this the other day, and I experienced it a lot as well, because whenever I'm trying to research something, It's so nice to have the first 2 pages of Google summarized by an AI summary, isn't it? Mm-hmm. I love it. Again, like I'm not hating on these things. I like these things. I really do. But I always have to pinch myself and remember.
Scroll down a little further and fact check it.
Just what's it pulling from, right? What narrative is it pulling from first? Now, being a marketer, I understand how you become first on Google. It's very simple, right? And it includes what?
Money and clicks.
Yeah, moolah, baby. I mean, you could pay for anything, almost anything in this world, unless someone has a soul that they will not sell. Everything else you can just pay for. And that's the same on Google. And who's paying to be first on Google is who is going to be fed to AI. So AI is beautiful, but when you're researching or when you're doing anything, just like anything, right? Who's paying the bill on that? And that's where you find the bias and who's paying the bill.
Yeah.
And that's tough. And like how we were saying, we have all this information at our fingertips, but now it's harder even because now you have to sift through. You have more to sift through.
Yeah.
It's a beautiful problem, maybe.
It's not like going to the library and you got 3 books and you can source them and you can look at it and you're done. There's 1,000 opinions, pieces, AI, non-AI, all the above put out there, and everybody's put their little bit of twist on it, depending upon who's paying their bill.
Yes. And how great is it to have thousands instead of just 3? Because think about it. When it's just the 3, you know it can be so controlled, right? I mean, you got 3 opinions out there.
So do you want 3 airlines?
Or do I want 1,000?
It's a question.
I don't even know.
Where are you going to get the most competitiveness?
Where am I going to get the most competitiveness? The more people in the market, I'm going to get more competitors, right?
Yep.
That's a free market concept,
that's
right?
going to drive the price down.
Continually down. Spirit Airlines now is bankrupt. They didn't get the deal done with the White House. They're bankrupt again, but they closed their doors. They stopped everything, all flights. Everybody's fired. Everybody's done. A competitor that was holding prices down now is gone. Prices should naturally go up a little.
Well, and they killed the first merger. They had a merger in the works.
With who?
You have to look.
Doesn't matter, but it was somebody.
They had a merger with somebody.
With a big guy? With a big player?
No,
was
another
like American
discount.
or
Another
is it
discount.
So maybe Frontier
Another
or maybe
discount.
Allegiant or something?
Somebody like that.
I love Allegiant.
And the federal government killed it. That was under the past administration.
It was under Biden and them?
Yep.
So when they were going bankrupt again, I heard they went bankrupt a few times already.
Yeah.
And to try to keep it afloat. Now, I'm not a huge fan of Spirit, but I definitely fly Spirit, especially to Florida, KC to Florida. It's, I love those one.
Cost.
And I love those
because it's
straight through.
cheaper.
And it's straight through.
Yep.
It's straight through is a big thing. It's a big thing, but it's cheaper, 100%. I'm willing to drive to KC for that savings as well.
Yeah.
Now, that being said, naturally it'll bump it up. So we want more people in the internet space giving us information, right?
Yep.
It makes the information, but doesn't make it better just because it's cheaper. Or there's more of it. I don't know.
No, I mean, it completely changes it was JetBlue. That's who they were going to.
Oh, JetBlue.
It was
JetBlue Holiday.
It was a $3.8 billion merger.
That's a little bit of money.
That and I'm not exactly sure why antitrust got in the middle of it. They said because it would raise prices, but now they're really going to go up.
Now it's really going to go up a little bit, right? That's what
Yeah.
my wife was saying. She thinks it's going to go up. I was just trying to have wishful thinking, hoping it didn't. Okay, so but AI's in the game. Please watch who is sourcing your information because AI is just taking what it thinks is the best information for you. And I'm not over here totally conspiracy saying that AI has a objective or narrative. I think it's just taking the one that's paid the highest on the SEO.
Well, it's interesting right now because Google is the AI that people hit the most when surfing because Google owns that marketplace.
Yep, everybody goes on Google.
But there's a lot of AI companies out there doing the same thing. I mean, look at how many different ones are out there just for writing.
Okay.
I mean, Meta has their own. Microsoft has their own.
Everybody's it.
Apple has it. I mean,
Grok and everybody's in the game. Everybody's in the game. open source AI.
Everybody's trying to figure it out. One of my concerns is with all this open source AI, and we're building all of these data centers for it.
You're talking about the water?
No, I mean, at some point, not all of them are going to survive.
Oh, what are you going to do with the old buildings?
Yeah, well, what are you going to do? What are you going to do with those data centers when
the government's going to make them prisons?
Timbuktu,
I'm just kidding.
Timbuktu goes broke and built these 2 big data centers. What happens then?
What, the data centers are just chilling, right? It's just a big open space now that gets rebought by like
somebody else
me to
moves back into
dope.
to it.
I don't even know.
Back
what the hell is a data center? Like, what is even there? I heard it's a big, like, all I know is it takes a lot of water, right? You're always cooling this shit?
It's just cooling because of the supercomputers
all I'm
generate so
saying
much
is,
heat.
why aren't they going to, when it will happen very quickly, I think, that you're going to have to make these supercomputers smaller, whatever, more efficient, so that they don't give off all of this heat because you won't have enough water. It's going to be too expensive to keep pumping water.
Okay, so do you know where the heat comes from?
No.
Amps, volts, watts. Watts is heat.
Okay.
So the more electrical draw you have through those components, and they're really small draw on each one, but when you put 1 billion of them in a room, you're generating a lot of heat. That's the truth.
Is it like a law of some type of electrical engineering where it's going to just create this much heat, this many watts? Watts is going to create this much heat. It's just going to happen.
Yeah. So now the crazy part to me is we're building data centers in Texas. We're building them in Arizona. We're building a lot of them across the southeast part of the United States.
Oh, where it's hot as fuck.
Yeah. I'd be building them so much as in North Dakota where in North Dakota where they already export a ton of power.
Okay.
They're the first they're the second state on the Missouri River for water. The BTUs that they have to take out.
I probably know why they're not able to do, or not pushing to go there. It's so hard to build there because that is still a lot of protected, hopefully stays protected native land.
Yep, some of it is, absolutely.
That's basically what it is.
But so is Arizona.
I don't know shit about Arizona.
Arizona's got a lot of native land in it.
Yeah, that's right. In New Mexico too.
Oh yeah,
New Mexico too.
Yeah.
That's beautiful.
So when I look at, you want to build a data center somewhere.
But anyway, just build it somewhere cold. Wherever the hell. Just go somewhere cold.
If heat's your issue,
yes.
Go someplace where you got to take less BTUs out.
Okay, so naturally, you can open the damn window. Naturally. Okay, there's that. I'm with you 100%. That's one way. Be smart that way, right?
Yeah.
Okay, let's stop fighting nature first thing. Second thing then, help me out with the expertise of some thought through here. Can you give me an example of something that we thought was just like impossible or against the laws of what we know, right? The laws of the physics or the thermodynamics or whatever the hell it is. And now we can do something that we didn't think that we would ever be able to do because it's just like, this is a fact. This happens, this happens, this happens.
I'll use the basic one of climate change.
Okay.
We have to quit emitting CO2. Humans emit like 3% of the total CO2. 97% of the CO2 emitted in the globe is coming from the earth.
Okay.
It's coming from decaying plants. It's coming from eruptions of volcanoes. Okay. And we need CO2.
Okay, sure.
The plants
need it.
They gotta have CO2.
All of that.
So when you look at 3% of it's human, so if you eliminated that 3%, you still didn't do shit. And that would be eliminating it across the entire world.
Yeah.
Nothing. But what happens every time we get into a climate crisis discussion? We tax it more.
Okay.
We figure out how to tax it more, how to get money from it. And it's been probably one of the biggest farces. Now, environmentally, CO2 has never been the issue that I saw. Now, when the river in Cleveland, Ohio caught on fire because of all the chemicals in there, that's a problem. Yeah. That's a real problem.
Sure, like when the Hudson River, you can put a fire on, it's a problem.
Yeah. But CO2 is not our problem that we've been spending billions of dollars over.
Sure, I guess what I was trying to get to was the expertise on something where, for example, you're saying that you're pulling so much power It's going to be this many watts, and that's going to equate in this much heat.
Yeah.
That's just a fact of kind of like the world.
Yep.
But what I'm kind of asking for is, where is there another example, which I think there is, I just
that we
I just don't know.
that we overcame some of those things?
Basically, or something that was like, yeah, it was like, hey, look, I don't like back in the day, it's like, there's no way that we can have enough power to go against the speed of sound or, or faster than the speed of sound, but now we're able to do it. Or like hydrogen won't act like this, but now we can make it, or something like that, right? Or
Well,
something
Elon Musk catching a rocket.
Catching a freaking rocket. That's basically impossible because why?
Well, they said it was impossible because you could never catch it without destroying it because of speed, weight,
just some math,
gravity.
Right? Just some common knowledge of the world.
So
where it's like,
he
shit
said,
just can't work like this.
We're going to put guidance system on it first so we can get it to this really small area.
But in that, there was some components of some real thick science that says this is the way the world works, kind of, and it won't work, and you just can't do this.
Yeah.
So that's what I kind of mean about really smart people, a group of smart people with maybe a motivated person that makes them figure it out, like a Steve Jobs or Elon Musk that makes smart people figure shit out, to where it's like, do you make these data centers without needing to cool crazy? Like, make it so that the heat is not the issue. And I know it sounds like, well, look, this plus this, you're going to get heat, right? How do we do it without? Because, I just feel like humans are so amazingly capable, and we've been gifted by God with just amazing capabilities.
You'd have to figure out a way to do it without electricity, without energy,
which consumption there.
But
I just feel like, what if we put all of our resources, instead of we start working on like the F-18 and the next cruise liner or some shit, and we like all of our dope scientists figure this out.
Well,
you know what I mean? Like a Manhattan Project to stop heat development in data centers.
Well, the problem is it's going to take energy to do that. So it's kind of like, I've thought for a long time, we make a lot of ethanol across the United States and across the world. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And the one thing with ethanol, one of its byproducts is sugars. Okay. Well, if you look at the chemical breakdown of sugar, there's a lot of H molecules there.
Hydrogen?
Hydrogen.
Okay.
So why can't we strip out that hydrogen to power the power source that's running that ethanol plant so it's self-enclosed? If we did that same thing and then source captured the CO2 using that same energy, use CO2 for the cooling because it's already being out there, use that CO2 for the cooling somehow in chillers, we're probably gaining. Now, that's a big theory.
Sure, I get it. Now, whose idea is that?
That was just off the
cuff.
I've been talking about that.
I've
been talking about that sugar hydrogen thing for a long time, but it's the same thing with capturing the CO2, using that energy to do that.
All I'm saying is that idea, right? That's art, first thing. Okay. Second thing, could you imagine if you were able to have at your disposal 10 high-grade scientists in these fields that you got to handpick? How many years do you think it'd take to make that happen?
Don't know.
But I'm just saying, though, has anybody ever really sat and tried with the best of the best?
With unlimited money?
Yeah, you got $1 billion, man.
Who knows? I mean, it was kind of like...
You got $1 billion in the 10 top scientists.
It was kind of like one of the things that I threw out there 20 years ago. All the hurricanes. Eye of the hurricanes where all the energy's at, right? And all that energy's there because of thermal. Okay. It's cold, heat, boom, make that transfer. Well, what if I dropped the temperature in the middle of that 40, 50, 60, 70 degrees all at once? Would that dissipate the storm?
Has anyone tried that?
No. And I said, so I can take an argon tanker in an airplane, fly it up in there and drop it. It's cold, liquid, very dense molecule. It's not like helium. It's not going to go up. It's going to trash down through it. Mm-hmm. Would that take the energy out of it?
Is argon dangerous?
No, it's a noble gas.
It's just like in the earth already. Like
it's 2% of what we.
It's 2% of what you add.
1% of what we.
Okay, so dropping some argon ain't gonna hurt nothing like that. I mean, there's a lot of air out there.
I mean, it could.
It's a lot of air.
I guess if people were.
How much do you think you would need? How much argon? I know
don't
this
have
is
a clue.
theoretical, man. I'm just saying, like,
I don't have a clue. I mean, you'd have to do the math of how many BTUs of energy it would take to make that happen.
I'm just saying, like, if you're able to drop it just by a little bit, how much difference does that make? No, I feel you. I mean, so what I'm saying is, okay, Pops. Now, like, I talk about this all the time with
me, kind of the mad scientist.
with Ramias. No, for real though. Like, I talk about this with Ramias all the time. Like, how like you have that type of intelligence that is really, really mechanical and but also I guess like real world focused, right? Like some people have this like
I have a lot of interesting theories of that should work, but who knows?
But what I'm saying is right. Obviously, you're not the only guy that's supposed to be smart that has freaking ideas, right?
Yeah.
I'm just saying there's no reason why the government doesn't have our crap together to where we're investing all the resources in just ideas and doing shit. Like there's no, I personally don't believe. Probably
not enough money in it for the government that they want to screw with it.
Sure, I know, but they're supposed to be doing shit for the better of us.
I know.
But yeah, I get it. But I'm just saying, like, man, now the other thing is this. The things that you're talking about are, there's a law, I believe, and somebody can comment this, that if anything works over 20% efficiency, it has to be like government property. Like you have to like sell it to the government. They get it. Like that's national security, anything that's working over 20% efficiency. And things that you're talking about are definitely in that national security realm. I mean, is what I'm saying.
How could that, how does it morph out? I mean, I don't know. I mean, there's a lot of smart people out there.
That's all I'm saying. There's a lot of smart people that we could that could figure this out. That's all I'm saying.
Not public high school Mark.
but public high school Mark has the freaking life experience that says, here's the problems that we need to solve, and now let's solve them. I mean, for real.
Yeah.
You could lead the charge. Hey, somebody invest $1 billion. What's up, man? You can get this money.
We have a lot of technologies out there that we have done a really good job of even perfecting that we underutilize. I mean, hydrogen power is one of them. Everybody wants to, hydrogen power.
Do they say it's dangerous?
Hydrogen power your car. Well, it's dangerous as hell. It's highly flammable, very unstable molecule that will explode, you can't see the fire because there's no carbon in it. I mean, if you have a hydrogen fire in your car, you're going to see some black coming off if that's from the carbon from the car, not from the fuel source. And they want you to put it in the back of your car at 10,000 PSI.
No.
You're driving around with a small hydrogen bomb, right? I have
no idea what they mean. So like what, if you like get crashed into, then what?
Well, it could rupture.
Boom.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's silly. Well, it's all dangerous.
And its explosive limits are really big. It's not like propane or natural gas. It's
going to boom.
Yeah. But why can't we generate electricity with hydrogen where it's in a controlled?
Where it's way out somewhere on the source and then we line it in, right?
Yeah. I mean, we use hydrogen at power plants now to refire them, to start them, a lot of them, because they need those BTUs from that to start the coal burning. So there's a lot of things when you can control those technologies that they could work.
But they're more efficient, which means less money, which also hydrogen that takes away from the fossil fuel industry, which of course it goes back to economics, right?
Well, I mean, hydrogen can be stripped out from multiple different things. I mean, you can strip hydrogen molecules out of a lot of different other processes.
Is it easier than the fossil fuels?
Well, not today. I mean, part of the problem is when we start talking about fossil fuel, gas, oil, coal, we have 150, 180 years worth of infrastructure invested and built in that.
Yeah.
So we can't flip a switch and throw that all away and start fresh. I mean, that makes no sense. Makes zero sense.
The infrastructure we have doesn't convert.
Yeah, it's not going to. I mean, I can't all of a sudden take a oil pipeline and turn it into a hydrogen pipeline.
Okay.
As an example.
Okay. We have oil pipeline throughout the whole country, like
yeah,
like veins.
And we have natural gas,
like veins.
Yeah, we have natural gas pipelines.
Natural gas don't do the hydrogen either.
You can strip it out of there.
No, what I mean is it won't. The lines we have won't work.
I don't think they will because of the pressures.
Oh.
And hydrogen will be will want to leak out of pipelines. Hydrogen's a really small molecule. It's like smaller than helium molecules.
I don't know.
So helium balloons,
Yeah,
helium
sure,
balloons,
100%.
lighter than air.
Is that why it's
so is
trying to
hydrogen? The Hindenburg wasn't, but there was hot air balloons, blimps in blimp warfare that were using hydrogen.
Yeah.
And they didn't work very well because they blew up.
They blew up
because they didn't have helium in all parts of the world back then.
Sure. Just
Now we have more helium in other parts of the world than we have in the U.S.
wild. So, but at the bottom line, ideas can happen. We need to invest into great ideas. Is what I think.
Yeah, I mean,
That's my whole thing.
It takes the right people to commercialize some of these things. No different than anything else that has driven our industrial age.
Yes.
And if you think about some of the great monopolies that we had that got broke up, Standard Oil, U.S. Steel, they probably had to have a monopoly for a while to push the technology to get better, and then they needed to break them up. So now it's smaller. Other people are pressing those technologies, and so we build a great infrastructure for great ways to build steel. Then we took those ideas and took them to other places where there's cheaper labor, and they make great steel. But that's what evolves and happens in industrial societies, and there's a lot of good. There's still plenty of opportunities out there in our world to make things better, and I think the United States has led that fairly well. And I think in the last probably in my lifetime, last 60 years plus, I think money has driven too much of those things.
We've seen that even the big players, the guys that are the billionaires, the big CEOs, when you look at the amount of money that they take compared to what their average employee makes, the jump is outrageous compared to like the 60s or the 70s, where it felt like for some reason, I don't know, it just felt like the CEOs, it wasn't as big a discrepancy.
A lot of them, they're taking so much of it in stock, but they're that's their total compensation, and that's what they talk about. And so it's like Elon Musk. Elon Musk doesn't take much money from Tesla. He gets a lot of stock options, and if he drives that business more valuable, his net worth goes up a ton on paper.
I definitely dig it.
It became a performance model to compensate people without having to write them a check.
Sure. Well, and also without having, then those people don't truly pay the taxes on just their
They don't
stock
pay any tax until they sell it.
That's what I'm saying. So, but they can loan against it, and it's a whole. So, but anyway, no, I dig it. I want to get into something a little dark, which sucks, but I kind of want to talk about it. And it was brought up in the Candace Owens joint, right? And she talks about that, and I think Tucker was talking about this too, right? And I watch some Tucker interviews sometimes because I like how he likes, just lets people talk too or whatnot. But anyways, he was saying how they were looking at crimes, and they were saying that the only crime that they could ever think of to where you couldn't ever empathize or understand or put yourself into that position of why you would ever do that crime would be hurting children. Right? He's like, murder somebody, like I can understand that. Like if I need to self-defend myself, I got so mad that somebody enraged me to where, or if they did something to one of my, people or family members, maybe in my enrage, I would hurt somebody and do that, right? Stealing something, if I really needed it, if I would, my family, I needed to feed my family, I could steal. If I needed to lie to save my family's life or my life, maybe I could lie, right? But I could never think about, or the empathy, I could never empathize with a person or put myself in those shoes ever where I could think of a situation where there's ever a reason to hurt a child.
as I've told you before, I mean, even movies where
Right.
they're hurting children and women,
It's
I can't watch them.
crazy.
I mean, Cheryl and I were watching a movie the other night
Yeah.
called Apex. Really good movie.
Oh, where he's hunting the girl?
Yeah.
I seen the Netflix thing. I didn't watch it, but I seen the trailer.
And
It's hard. Is it hard for you to watch this because he's
It
hunting
was.
a woman?
It was.
He's hunting a woman. Well, you do a lot of hunting too.
I do. But I'm like, what a sick SOB,
yeah,
man.
Yeah. Like, who wrote this?
Yeah.
Like,
I mean,
who wrote this shit?
I'm thinking, how come I'm not hunting in Australia and come across this dude hunting this woman?
Right. It's like it's a movie, man.
I
It's a
dust
movie.
him from a long way, but I just
Movie.
cannot take that.
It's tough. It's tough. No, I dig it. Like there was a movie about it was about the Iraq War, the second one, Operation Iraqi Freedom, and these soldiers were raping these Iraqi women, right? And it was just like it ruined me for like a few months, right? So I definitely feel you. Now, take it, which doesn't need to be taken a step further, but to hurting children, and you're like, oh my goodness, this is ridiculously gross. Now, and basically, she then was saying, what's her name? Candace Owens. She was like, this goes into like it has to be more of a spiritual, cult, satanic type ritual thing. Is what she was saying. Like once you go that far, it's like a real satanic thing. Like not saying everybody that does that is connected to a satanic cult. No.
Well, but
she's saying like this level of horribleness is only like on that level of just satanicness.
well, but I want to back up
Okay.
a couple of steps
Okay.
in the Chris Kyle movie.
Help me out.
So, and they showed a depiction of it, so I would guess that at some point it had to happen where he had to shoot a child, a boy, girl, that was carrying a bomb over to kill Marines, and they were going to kill themselves at the same time.
Okay.
And they didn't show it in the movie that he shot a child, but I'm guessing
Yeah.
that happens in war.
Sure, but we're talking about the type of abuse. You know what type of abuse I'm saying?
Abuse
that
of
I
it,
can't
yeah.
say
Yeah.
because we probably won't be able to,
Yeah.
put this out here. I'm talking about that type of
Yeah,
abuse.
yeah.
That's the type of satanic thing I'm
Oh,
talking
yeah,
about.
yeah.
Like there's no reason, somebody could have a bomb, but you're not going to do that to them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like the thing that, what's his name, that Epstein is up for. That's
Yeah.
what I'm talking about, that type
Yeah.
of abuse. Look, see, man, like your mind won't even go there.
No.
You
I
see
mean,
what
I
I'm saying?
can't.
I feel you, but that's what I'm talking about. That she's saying, like, that's the type of satanicness that she's saying when you go to that type of abuse. Now, what I thought was wild was thinking about that on this then grand scheme of all of these leaders that we know and all these powerful people that have been exposed, whether it was the Boys Town thing or whether it was right now with the Epstein thing, and all these people that were doing these horrible, horrendous things to children, right? Now, and we talk about privilege or what I call like when people say, they favoritism towards people or what's fair, right? I know we talked last time too about fairness and things like these and things like this. And I wanted to mention Robert Morris, right? Now, I could mention a bunch of names, the same example from when the Billy Boy was in office. I don't even like to say the last name, so I feel like that's like a flag or
Yep,
something.
that's
We're
fine.
gonna get hurt. but when Billy Boy and them are in office, I can name a lot of names too, right? Of people that did something like Robert Morris. Now, Robert Morris, he was the spiritual. They called him like a spiritual advisor at some point for Mr. Trump, but he was a megachurch leader, right? And he admitted to a long time ago. Rape, hurting,
Molestation.
doing the horriblest things to a 12-year-old girl, right? Now, we don't know how many other people that he may have harmed or did or whatever, but this is something that he admitted. And he got 6 months was his sentence. Sure, I'm sure there's a plea bargain or something involved, right? Plea bargain. But when we talk about the structure of judges and people that are supposed to be there. The judge, I feel like the courts are supposed to be, in defense to protect in things, right? And we talk about a sentence put down for 6 months on a person whom then he's out probation, right? He's on lifetime probation now, and has to register and all that stuff, and the $250,000 restitution and all these things are all right. There's a lot that goes with it, but like there's certain people as well that you have to put trust in. It should be extra punishment, right?
Yeah.
Like pastors or teachers and coaches, right? Like those are the type of where we put our trust in them. It has to be extra. And why do those people always get those slap on the wrists or those smooth deals or those And it's not just a Robert Morris. And I understand he's connected to the president, right? So that's why a lot of people are talking about him now, or why I'm talking about him. But I can go down the list even on Lancaster County's joint, right? And I can find crazy sickos that this is their third or fourth time. But
it's no different than Ishmael.
Why are the judges letting them go? That's what I want to discuss. That's what I'm talking about. Why?
Our judicial system is way too political.
Every single judge, though, it's like, goodness gracious. I'm talking about every single judge, fam.
Well, because you have them on both sides. I mean, you have one side of it that wants to give that person the death sentence, and then you have some wrongful ones too. I mean, look at the kids in. What school was it? The soccer kids or was that North Carolina?
No, that was Duke.
Duke.
Lacrosse.
Yeah.
The lacrosse guys. But see, again, I want to differentiate.
I know.
We're talking about, I worked with too many kids.
Yeah.
Right? And trauma. And that's what you always hear. And it's the horriblest thing in the world. When I mean trauma, you're talking about trauma. And I'm talking about 5 and 6 and 7
years
12,
old. Yeah. I mean,
it's 13. But that's what I'm talking about.
There's sick people out there.
So what I'm saying is and I know I'm not I guess this isn't a, a lot of times we can debate on stuff. We're not debating on this. It's just I'm just thinking when do we get to a point, or how do we get to a point where there is no slapping the wrists for anyone, no matter what your name is, no matter where you came from, what your status is.
Well,
when it comes to that specifically,
it's how fucked up our moral compasses are, and some people's are worse than others. And I mean, I don't know how else to say it. It's kind of like when I read that some guy goes off and kills his wife and his 3 kids, and they arrest him. I don't want him arrested.
Yeah. I know what you mean. And I know we can't go back to mob mentality.
I know.
I get it, because that's what my first thought was.
Although we're back there already in some cases for stuff.
We are. And I know we can't endorse mob mentality.
No.
And I know that, but it's so easy to, when I hear the things I hear, right? You're like, just go do it. Just, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
Charles Bronson in Vigilante.
Just go. So I'm with it, but then we have to look at, again, our highest office, right, executively, when it comes to the president, has to be the example of saying, no, my friends get the same punishment. And I'm not just saying it's right now. It's not just Trump. It's not just him at this level. He's just there right now.
Yeah.
But it happens every single time.
It's
every time to every president, their guys get the, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I mean,
their guys get the deal.
The pardoning, too, is another.
That alone, and I can understand some pardons. Don't get me wrong, right?
Oh, I can too, but not for some of those crimes. I can't.
Never. No. I'm sorry. He gave him a pardon too.
I know.
Oh, that's why he's out of jail. I forgot about that part. That's why he's out of jail.
Yeah.
Because he gave him a pardon.
Yeah.
So no. His sentence was more than 6 months.
Yeah. He only served 6 because
that's what it was. I don't know what his sentence was.
And
I forgot.
And I also don't know if he got pardoned or his sentence commuted. I mean, I don't know that detail.
No, he didn't. He must not got pardoned because he's still on probation.
Yeah. So
if
he probably just got his
it's
sentence.
like it didn't happen.
Yeah. I think he just got his sentence commuted
because he's still on probation. And crap.
Yeah.
Okay. However it goes. However.
It doesn't matter.
However. You let
Somebody
this
should
guy
still
out.
be in jail.
Yeah. Or just dead, which is cool with me. Now, and I look, I'm not exposing anything. I'm not going to say any names, but I have a person that I really thought I liked in my life who was even a family member, right? And I was alerted to a certain fact about this individual, and they admitted it. I cannot bring myself to voluntarily go around that person.
Yeah.
I just can't. So what I'm saying is I feel like, and if they were spent the rest of their lives in jail for that, I would have no qualms about it. Now, some people would say that's too harsh. I don't see how, right? And I don't even think that people that are honest, whatever. All I'm saying is I don't think that I'm, being subjective here to where it's like, it's a bias because I don't like somebody or I don't like this guy, Robert Morris or something. No, like I feel the same way about even a family member that I really liked.
I don't know Robert Morris. Never met the man. I know his crimes he was committed.
I know Philip Morris.
And I don't and I don't know why he was commuted. I mean, but it's like
we know what he did, and that's all we need to know, that what he admitted to.
Yeah. So look at the other side when we're talking about these pardons, and because those were straight pardons. Pardoning people who were never charged with a crime, and I'm going to pardon them from today back 10 years.
Oh, in ahead too, like
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, how the hell does that work?
Hey, look, I know, and I hope that they weren't doing the things that this guy was doing.
Well, but
I have no confidence that they weren't.
But I'm saying
I have no confidence that they
that's
weren't.
not right. I mean,
No,
I
it's not. I feel you. 100% I feel you. I'm just saying, like, how much power are we giving to executives?
Yeah.
Is that not kind of messing up the balance of power? Why does a governor or anybody get to just say somebody's pardoned? Again, I agree with some pardons, but I'm just thinking about the thing. We have these levels of government, these three branches, because it's the separation of powers, which gives us the balance that we have. So the courts have decided, the legislature has decided that these are the laws. And then the executive says, okay, I agree, I stamp it. And then the judicial says, okay, we sentence and help discipline for these laws. And now the executive gets to circle back and say, never mind, judicial, I'm actually going to let him go.
Well, and you have the other side of it, too, in the judicial, where they say, yeah, this was manslaughter, but, if we can prove that, blah, 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 we're going to give him a parking ticket.
Yeah.
And he walks. Or this is a different topic, but similar because it's women, but all these sexual harassment and misconduct things that congressmen have paid off staffers for with our money and then have sealed it so wouldn't even know about it.
You know who did a lot of that? Mr. Biden.
Well, but there was a.
I'm not laughing about it. I'm laughing because I saw this sticker the other day that said, it was a bumper sticker, and it was like, we know in your decision making that being a rapist wasn't a factor, right? And I'm like, I don't know if this is a Biden supporter or a Trump supporter. I'm like, I'm confused. I don't know who this
well,
was.
and I don't.
I'm just saying.
And I'm not.
Yeah, because they do that a lot.
I don't care if they're Democrat, Republican, Independent, Socialist, Communist. If they're in our house, our legislative house, and they have been accused of this to the point where they're feeling guilty enough that they've got to pay it off, and they're paying it off with our tax money, that should be published.
Yeah, no, they should have to pay it off with their own money. If they want to pay it off, then do it. If they want to go, now here's my question. If they have to go to court against this, should we pay the court fees? And then if they're guilty, they have to pay it back?
No. I mean, it's no different than a private citizen.
Point blank, they've got to pay their own crap too, their court too and everything. I dig it. I just ask.
I mean, I guess if it happened somehow while they were doing official business.
It's like, look,
but official business isn't in a hotel room.
He was like, well, I mean, it could be in a lobby. No, I'm just kidding. I mean, but dinner, and I get it. But still, I know what you're saying.
Yeah.
Let's use common sense, like 100%.
Which
No,
isn't
I'm
so
with you.
common anymore.
No, it ain't common. It ain't common. It ain't common. It really ain't. So again, this is why middle of the street is important, because you have to be able to let go of, even if you have to be able to let go and say, I'm not for one side, I'm for what's right. Right? So like if point blank, like, okay, this is way less serious, but Coach Prime, I'm like, you know what? Not only did his son throw his line under the bus, but Coach Prime threw his line under the bus. And it's like, yeah, but what type of example is that set? And that's not the right way to do that, right? Being able to step away and say that, instead of just being a fanboy and be like, oh, well, he had to say that to get him riled up and da-da-da. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can always make an excuse for somebody. Or you can be like, look, I still agree with like a lot of the stuff that he does, and I love the things that he does, but this is wrong, right? That wasn't the right way to go about it. And that's why I feel like it's important for people to be able to step back and say, hold on, like, what are my real values and morals here? Not what is my team.
What's right and wrong? I mean, so I've had a lot of people ask me if I regret voting for Trump. And I said, based on the choices, no, I don't. Mm-hmm. And I stick with that.
Oh, based on the choices you had.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because I'm going to vote. I typically don't vote a third party. I have, but I typically don't. I know you do.
And I vote like fifth party.
Yeah, well, third, fourth, or fifth. I try to stay mainstream of a choice that's going to get into the office, and that's the binary choice I'm making.
But is it a choice?
Well, I don't know.
I mean, it is a choice, obviously, but you know what I mean.
I only get one vote, and I'm going to use it every time.
I know. No, like, of course it's a choice. Like, you make a choice to do what you do, 100%. But is it a choice, really? Do those two parties not do the same thing no matter what anyway? They just talk a little different, but the same stuff happens. Right now, if Kamala was president, would we still be in Iran? 100%, I think. 1,000%.
She said so.
I think we'd be there 1,000%. Oh, she said that we'd be in Iran? Oh, I didn't hear that. Okay, but I...
Well, she said there's no way we could ever allow them to do it. No way ever could we allow them to get...
Oh, the nuclear. Oh, so she already was priming the pump to be able to do it.
Shit, the last
I'm just saying.
6 or 8 presidents said Iran can never have...
it, but everybody says, like, on my watch, it never happened, and we cut them down. We had the deal that it wasn't ever going to happen. So I dig it. But I feel like, yeah, you're right. Like, I think that's a good point to me that says she was priming the pump, getting ready to go. When she had to explain to her people. I said on the campaign trail that I would never let it happen. I can't let it happen. The same old. That's what I'm saying. Like, I don't think it would have mattered if it would have been Al Gore or George Bush. We still would have went for weapons of mass destruction, and Colin Powell still would have been the guy.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? Like back in Iraq. I don't think that it makes a difference who it was. We still weren't going to have student loans done. You know what I'm saying? If they weren't done right now, it still wasn't going to get done with the other guys.
Oh.
That's what I'm saying.
And we're not, it's just like universal health care. I don't see us getting to universal health care. I don't see us passing a billionaire tax.
Unless it's what they want to do. And then if it is, then they'll do it. But I know what you mean. Like, it doesn't matter who's in office. It ain't going to happen. So when you're voting on these issues, it's probably not... It's already decided, is I guess what I'm saying.
Well, I guess the one thing I can say...
Vegas already decided.
The wrong or the problem, maybe it's a problem, maybe it was good. Trump has really tried to enact everything that he's attempted, everything that he said, with the exception of us bombing the shit out of Iran. He didn't want any new wars. And is this a war? Or, I mean, so far we haven't put a bunch of boots on the ground, but it's shit.
But we ain't put no boots on the ground yet, I guess.
Well, we haven't put
not like that. Not like that.
No official boots
not
on
like
the ground.
That,
there's plenty of CIA. I'm
but
sure.
You know what I mean, though. Yeah. Like when we just hop in.
We haven't put in the first Marines.
Yeah, I dig it. Now,
and the problem is that politicians have been fighting too many of our wars since World War II. Probably the exception to that was when we were going to liberate Kuwait, Norman Schwarzkopf said, this is what we're going to do, and you're not giving me the orders to go to Baghdad, so I'm stopping.
So I'm smiling a little bit because, man, I just watched a crazy thing on Kuwait, and I did some research, and it's like,
Well, it's all about money.
what really happened in Kuwait compared to what we heard and thought happened in Kuwait. Because that was at another time too, where it's like it was early 90. Was that 1990 or something like that?
Early
right?
90s.
We didn't have the internet like that.
No, not like now.
You know what I mean, though. Like we didn't have podcasts. We didn't have independent news sources. All we had was what we heard from CNN and from whoever else was in the game at that point. You know, I know we had a cable news circuit, whatever, but you know what I mean? Like those were the two first wars that were truly televised, right? Where like you were live there.
I was unaware until I just watched this special in the last 10 days that we actually built plywood tanks.
Like to fake shit?
Yeah.
Like right now even.
But in Kuwait we did it. So we had this huge paper army.
Yeah, they're basically like
saying, "Hey, we're coming right at you," just like we have in every war. And they build all that, and then Schwarzkopf went clear around them. And
so, I heard we have there's so much. I mean, I don't know, man, what's real and what's fake anymore, bro. I don't even know. I'm.
It's like the opioids in Afghanistan, and they're wanting them all to go to China and to Russia so that they all get hooked.
So what I hear the other day, back in the day, in the Industrial Revolution age of us before World War II and stuff, China was hooked on opioids and we manufactured stuff. Now we're hooked on opioids and China manufactures stuff.
And
isn't that wild how the world
and the opioids, a lot of the opioids are coming from Afghanistan.
Yeah, we had to take it over. But how much was coming from Afghanistan when the Taliban was first in power?
I don't know, because I think we probably, I was just
they were
watching
saying it was like
thing.
0% because they wouldn't let them grow it.
They wouldn't let them grow it. They were supposed to grow a row crop.
Crazy against it.
And so then the Americans said, no, don't plant corn.
Plant this, and this shit's...
Plant poppies.
Oh, well, and they made like 9 times the money, too.
Oh, yeah.
Like, it was great for the locals. Like, they loved it, right? And I heard some other... Oh, man, I've just been seeing so many stories. But no, I feel you.
What's real,
money
what's not
again.
real. I mean, there's so much stuff out there on the internet, man. A guy could just go crazy.
Well, there's that, too. But then there's like... What I love... And I know you got to take that with a grain of salt, too. But I love hearing from people who were there, right? Now, they can say whatever they want. They can lie. When men lie, women lie, right? 100%. So, but then you coordinate that with some other facts and some other things. It's interesting. It's very interesting. But I guess at the end of the day, what I'm saying is that I guess I'm done blaming people for voting one way because it wasn't going to make a difference anyway. I'm talking about nationally, right? And they say, Ishmael, don't say that because there's so many different things that happen, and I dig it. So I shouldn't say that.
To me, if people, however they voted, that's really up to them, and their politics is up to them. I mean, it's between them and God how they did it. That's up to them. How they support it afterwards, it's no different than all the protests, and the protests are being paid by these billionaires and blah. I'm sure that's the same way protests have happened around the world forever.
Need some funding. It's not always organic. No, I dig it.
So how many protests and wars and bullshit did the Romans sponsor?
Yeah, right. Sure. No, I feel you. Like you're saying, like this
shit's been going on forever. Yeah, I mean, this isn't new.
Yeah, ain't nothing new under the sun. And I want to clarify because I don't want people to think that I'm saying that like there aren't different consequences for different leaders, because there definitely are. And I know there's different sentiments, and there definitely is things. I know people are going to say, well, like this many people lost their job and this sector left, and this, in 100%, you're right. Yes, there are things. I guess what I was saying is and I know the grand scheme of things to some people is their job or is their pension or their health care and things. I understand that. I guess I'm saying those bigger things like those global, the wars, the big decisions coming down from Supreme Courts and things. I feel like those things are going to happen regardless by the powers that really be, not the Democrat or the Republican.
And it's the problem is how it's broken down to is that the government is picking winners and losers. And that's disheartening. But that since the beginning of time, there have been people that are willing to risk everything, either for a cause or to develop a product, to whatever.
Yes.
And then there's people that just want to work for them behind there. And they just want to check and they just want to go home.
Yep.
At the end of the day,
Simple
and
life.
take care of their family. I mean,
watch some TV.
there's it. So when we get angry at a Jeff Bezos for having billions of dollars or Elon Musk, yeah, maybe they started ahead of 80% of the people or 70% of the people or 50% of the people.
Or even 99.
Or even 99. But what they
whatever.
did with that,
Sure.
they
kept it going. They parlayed that hoe.
Yeah, they weren't out there just burning up their body with drugs and alcohol and doing crazy shit.
What I mean is if your daddy started you with $2 million, you could have took that $2 million and went to the racetrack, kicked it, did drugs, drank, bought some money, bought some whatever.
Been broke in 2 years or a year.
So I dig it. I dig it. I'm not hating.
So
I'm not hating.
I mean,
but never mind. It's not for me to hate on right now.
yeah,
Because
I mean,
why?
yeah.
Because why?
And,
Because what's it going to make a difference of? I recognize and I understand different people's privileges. All right. Now, what the hell am I going to do to make some money?
yeah, I mean, as you've said to me multiple times, Pops, I just got to figure out how to make more money to make this happen.
Hey, it's very, very simple. Make more money.
And I guess
Is there barriers? Yes. I'm not saying there's not barriers. I'm just saying make some more money. I'm not saying there's not this. I'm just saying make some more. What, you want more impact? At the end of the day, you got to make some more money.
which is kind of why I always had 2 or 3 sources of income, 2 or 3 jobs, 2 or 3. They call them side hustles now. They give them all kinds of cool labels and stuff. But at the end of the day, I was just out there trying to hustle to make some money, to pay my bills, take care of my family, build a better life than what I had for my kids. I mean,
whip it real hard.
And I'm really glad that it worked out for me.
100%. 100%. Look. If you truly believe that it's going to work and you have that true belief, it's going to work then.
Every idea that you have as a business owner or business leader is just an idea until the team and the rank and file take it on and believe in it and make it happen.
Bang, bang.
If they don't ever believe in it, it's never going anywhere.
There it is. There it is.
And that doesn't matter what it is.
Yeah. That's real talk.
Because there's a whole bunch of people out there that are just really good at doing stuff.
Yeah.
And then there's a whole lot of people that are really good at planning, putting together a plan, and keeping everybody on that execution 100%. Side to make it happen.
100%.
We're not all perfect stamps of each other, thank God.
We're in it. So look, we love leaving y'all on a positive note, which we always, I think, circle back positive, and we really do. And I would just like to remind y'all, locally we do this thing called like the month, like the May Give Day and the May Days. And it really encourages people to find a nonprofit, find a charity to donate to. That is a cause that you believe in, something that you think is worthy of your resources, of your dollars, your monions, that you spend so much time and effort building and making and trying to keep. That being said, I just want to remind people, if you can't give dollars, it's not a big deal. Because what's always more valuable even than just the dollars. Don't get me wrong, dollars, you need the money to pay bills. But what's really valuable is being able to give some time and some promotion, right? If you were to tell 10 people about the mission of a favorite charity or nonprofit that you know about or are involved with, how much can that spiderweb or snowball, right, into more and more and more support for that said charity? If you are to give just 1 hour per week, 1 hour per month, that turns into 12 people hours, per year, or 1 hour per month. 1 hour per week. That does tremendous amounts. So I just would want to encourage you to find a charity, find a cause, find something to continually give to in one way or another. Pops, I know you're huge at this.
Well, it's all about time, talent, and treasure. Treasure is said last for a reason, because not everybody has treasure that they can separate with to take care of others.
Yes.
But everybody can find a little time, and everybody's got some talent And not everybody's great with applying that to young kids. Some people are better with little kids. Some people are better with teenagers. Some people are better with elderly people.
Yep.
You know, Ishmael was talking about the cards. My wife takes cards to a retirement home every month and gives them to them so that these people can go get that card, birthday card they can give to their grandchild, great-grandchild, get well soon, whatever it is, but they don't have to pay for them. And my wife is giving of her time and talent to do that. Is there some treasure involved? Yeah, but the little bit of financial stuff of the paper is so small compared to the product that she gives these people and the joy she brings them.
Wow. Huge.
And, you know, the other thing, the Kentucky Derby was this last weekend.
Oh, yeah, that was huge.
And Golden Tempo won the race. A couple of really significant things. Longer odds, came from the back of the pack.
Bam.
Was 19th out of 19 horses. Came through the field and won.
Bam.
Significant accomplishment for that rider, for that horse, for that owner.
Yes.
But she was also the first female trainer to train a Kentucky Derby winner
That's dope.
in a long time. Maybe the first ever, but really cool accomplishment
Wow.
that she put her heart and soul into, and God bless her.
I love horses.
You know, she seemed like a genuine, cool horse trainer, mom.
I bet she can research really good.
It doesn't get any better. I mean, you know, so those are great stories.
Yeah.
But as Ishma said, you know, giving some of your time and talent.
Yeah.
If you got some treasure, great. But time and talent to help other people via nonprofit's easiest to do
Bam.
because it's set up for you.
Yep.
You don't have to find the need. They've got the need.
Holler at them.
All you got to do is give them some time and talent.
Yep. Holler at them. And if you have that treasure, throw that around.
Treasure's awesome too.
Yeah,
It is. But there's nothing better than to give treasure when it's not expected.
Oh, wow. Yeah, definitely.
A random act of kindness is huge. I don't care if you're going through a fast food and say, hey, I want to pay for that car behind me while I'm here. And just ask them to do the same. And let's see if we can get this started so that everybody's got a random act of kindness.
You know, I love when also, too, when you kind of put that intent there, like you go somewhere where you know that there's really good odds of somebody needing something, then you just drop it on them, you know?
Yeah.
So it's a cool thing to do. And I love it 100%.
I mean, I was fortunate. I did little issues with me because we were doing his shopping when the Shopco was opened by our house in Lincoln. And there was a lady with 2 little kids.
Yeah.
And she was getting diapers and some formula and something else. And she told her son and daughter both no, like more than once, on a candy bar.
Oh, yeah.
So we don't have enough money for that. And I walked up there. After I put them back, I grabbed them, put them out there, and just looked at the cashier and said, I really just want to pay for all this. Just add it to my order.
Bam.
And bag hers for her so that she can go on her way. And, ma'am, you have a blessed day.
Bam. That's what it's about.
She was not, she wasn't American. She didn't look like me.
She didn't know what the hell you talking about.
Gave me the biggest hug in the world. And when my grandson and I are leaving to go to the car, and I was explaining to him what we just did, they stop us and they're waving and thanking us. And it was just a great feeling.
How cool, yeah.
And it didn't cost much treasure. It really didn't. So,
But how impactful to
Yeah.
them. Obviously, they let you know how impactful that was to them. And to you, treasure-wise, not a big deal.
it was fine. It wasn't
To
a lot of
them,
money.
It's like, wow. Right?
Well, I think it was
that could have
probably
been the
twofold.
difference to them, man.
Well, I think it was twofold. I didn't have to spend my money to do this, but somebody actually cared enough to do that for me.
Took the time. And it's somebody that doesn't look like me. It's somebody welcome. And if they truly were not from here, right?
Yeah.
What a great way to welcome them to America.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Just a natural, genuine, random act of kindness. It's a beautiful
Yeah.
thing. So go do it, y'all.
Love you all.
Go
Peace
do it.
out. I know we covered a lot of ground, but we love you guys. And give us some comments, man. Positive or negative. We love it all. Take care.
Don't give me no negative comments, y'all.
Love you. Bye-bye.
Another good one. Ding, 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 ding.
No agenda, no bull crap, just real conversations. Thank you for joining us for the Middle of the Street podcast.